and we both have something positive to take away from this. So before I start, I just wanted to know the audience better. We know the target audiences, but just wanted to know how many have turned up and what's the kind of audience we have. Because there are three golden rules of effective public speaking. Number one is know your content, and second is know your audience, and third is the style of oration. So this is what impacts the session. So over to you guys. I want 2 to 3 people can just unmute yourself and then give a brief introduction. Then we can start. I hope I was audible. I see someone is unmuted, but then we don't hear anything. Someone wants to talk.
Hello everyone.
Participants, yeah. Hello, yeah.
Yeah, my name is Mohammed Tauqeer.
Hi, Mohammed. Yes.
Hello. Yeah, I'm basically from Bihar.
Okay.
Staying in Bangalore for last 5 years. I'm pursuing my BBA from Alamin Institute of Management Studies.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm in final year.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Thanks for the introduction and welcome to the session. Anyone else wants to go? Okay. I don't think so. We have anyone. Let's start the session. So, a brief introduction about myself. My name is Mohammed Tauqeer. So, presently, I'm with Stripe. Stripe is a payments gateway company. So, I've done MBA from Ramaya. Then I worked for a couple of years in Amazon and then a couple of years in EY. And now I'm with Stripe. So, my basic expertise is I'm into fraud operations like cybersecurity here. And it's my passion to address people and give my 100%. So because what I believe is if people are spending time, taking out time, and we have to be very, very effective in what we are communicating and conveying. So I've delivered sessions like time management and this one, campus to corporate, and many other sessions like decision making, etc. So this is one of my expertise topic, and many students and many teachers, IT professionals do encourage this. And we also have initiated this session even in our company now, and we are addressing the freshers, especially who are shifting gears from campus to corporate now, so that it's fruitful for them to make their career effective. So this is a little bit about me. A second chance to the audience. Can a couple of them introduce yourselves quickly? So let's make it interactive, guys. Let's not make it monologue. Yes, be sportive. We have someone unmuting. Does anyone wants to talk? Okay, at least can someone confirm I'm audible? My voice is clear. Let's move ahead.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, cool. Thank you. So before I start the session, I just wanted to know what are the expectations from the audience? Like, seeing the topic, what do you expect from the session? I'm sure everyone would have some expectations key what is going to be there by reading the title. So just wanted to know what your expectations are from the session.
Like, what are the requirements to entering the corporate?
Okay, cool.
Like
And
what type of skills you have to go through for the corporate.
very nice, very nice. Anyone else?
How can we smoothly make our transition from campus to corporate?
Very good, very good. Yes. Any more answers?
How can we just stay in the corporate ethics and know more about the corporate life?
Very good, very good. So, um, just to give you a brief introduction about the topic before we deep dive into it. So we all know education is important for a successful career, and the right skill set is very important for a successful career. But the main focus of this presentation is not towards education, not towards the degrees which we want, not towards the colleges which we need to study in, and it is not towards the certifications which we need or the skill set which we need. This is nothing related to that. The main focus point of this presentation is going to be what is the shift in the attitude which we need to have in order to have a successful career. Because skills can be molded, education can be gained, but then it is attitude which makes a huge difference between a successful employee and not so successful or an unsuccessful employee. And we have seen through experience and through the little knowledge which we have seen many people fail or very growing at a very slow pace in corporate is because of their weak attitude. It's not because of the skills. The skill sets are amazing, the education is amazing, the institutes which they come out from are very premium, but then the right attitude which they need to possess is lacking. That's why their career is taking a hit. So that's why the main address point, the main focus point at this presentation would be what are the right attitude which we need to have, what are the right habits which we need to have in order to be a very successful professional at work. So looks interesting. Okay, so looks a very dull audience to me. I don't know, but in order to make it very fruitful and enjoyable, I encourage people to unmute often, and you can throw questions even in between if you want. And you want to share your opinion, you can definitely do that even while the presentation. However, we'll be parking at least 5 minutes in the end for the Q&A. So let's deep dive. Let's start. So the first point is a positive attitude. It is very important to have a very positive approach towards your work. Negativity also, positivity creates positive energy and negativity creates negative energy. And we all know, okay, whenever you have some positive output towards whatever you have, whatever you come across, it creates an energy which helps you achieve the goals. And it is very important to be opportunist. We should never be pessimist, but we should always be optimistic. So whatever things come, we have to take it in a very positive way. Like for example, I have an image in this presentation, the right below. So what do you people see in the image? Can a couple of them tell?
A glass of water.
A glass of water, which is how much?
Half filled and half empty.
Okay. Anyone else? So that's the right thing. So few people see that it is half filled with water, that is positive, and few people see it is half empty, that is negative. And few people who are opportunities, they see it as it is half filled with water and half filled with air. So this is the kind of a different thinking, a positive thinking, a opportunist thinking which people have. So whatever comes to us, we need to see what is the positive side of it. Even though it looks negative, and even though it looks like it's not happening our way, but every situation, every experience brings out something. So we have to have that kind of attitude where we take the positives and leave the negatives. And the second one is discipline. From childhood, we have been hearing a lot about this, especially in our schools. Before pre-university, discipline is something which is very, very much looked at and which is very, very much focused, and it is enforced on us. But as we grow eventually, this is a very, very excellent skill which we slowly keep giving up because we are growing. There's no one to ask us, there's no one to question us. This is freedom, and so and so, and we are just living life as we want, and we are slowly lacking this very, very effective quality. Not too long ago, I just came across a quote which I'd like to share, which said, you have to bear either of two pains, and there is no exception. You have to bear either the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. So that means every day going to work on time is painful. It is the pain of discipline. But then not going on time, not meeting your goals, not meeting your expectations, for that moment you might be careless, but then the results it will throw eventually, that's the pain of regret. So we need to decide which pain we want to choose. We want to choose the pain of discipline, or we want to choose the pain of regret. So this is a quality which is helpful for us, not even just in our professional life, but also in our personal life. In every walk of life, we need to be disciplined, and discipline is something which will help us reach our goals very, very smoothly, and even lesser than time is what we can say. The next one is being curious. When we are in school, when we are in college, so what we learn is from the books, and what we learn is what teachers teach us out of their experience, or from some seminars, from webinars, etc. But then once we land up in a job, once we land in corporate or any other job for that sake, there are no set guidelines each and every time. They have workflows, they do have SOPs, but then the present scenario is such that people don't expect you to do what they say, but then people hire you so that you can tell them, what to do. So this is one of the famous quotes of Steve Jobs as well, that's turning out to be very, very true in these days, especially in corporate life. So what happens is, we as employees, we just have this mindset that we will go and they will tell us what to do, and we will abide by those SOPs and workflows, and will deliver the work. But that's not expected. Now, in order to be a very exceptional, outstanding professional, we need to be curious every single time while we are reading the SOPs, while we are leading the meetings, while we interact with people. We need to be curious to know what extra can be done, what better can be done, and how can it be done differently. So these are some of the things which will help us stand out of the environment, because good performers, excellent performers, people who can follow are in a huge chunk. But then the focus point is how curious you are to learn what's new, what's coming up, and how can we add value to work. So this is not a one-time activity, but it is a lifetime event, a lifetime activity, a lifetime practice that we need to imbibe, that we have to be curious every single day. You have to observe things, and you have to not wait for people to tell you what to do and how to do. In fact, we have to be very, very vigilant, and we have to make sure that we are so vibrant at workplace. If we help people and we give them ideas, if this is how it can be done, this is how things can get better, etc. So we have to be curious learner all the time, every single day, and we have to stop being that mediocre types and waiting for us to be told what to be done. The next is self-learning. Like I said initially, in our school and in our colleges, people tell us what to do and what is there in the syllabus and what books to refer, etc., etc. But then the corporate life, since we are dealing with technology every single day, it's not just engineers who deal with technology, but then we professionals, fintech, everyone, every professional comes across technology every single day. and it is changing, it is being updated, the softwares are becoming outdated, we have new stuff coming in. So every time we need to keep this learning window open. There's no stage in life where we can say, okay, we are experts now and we know everything, we are masters now, there is no need of any update, there's no need of any unlearning and learning to be done now. No, every single time what happens is new things come up and new updates come up, so we have to be a self learner. And the learning can happen in two effective ways. One is reading, which everyone knows, and the other one, which very few follow, is listening, what we are doing right now. So listening is very important. We have wonderful podcasts, we have so many things in social media, in YouTube, and every single thing. We all know internet is a very good tool, but it depends on how we use it. So there are so many free courses available. We just need to come out of this laziness and this lethargic attitude, and this attitude of we know everything, nothing needs to be done now. So we need to come out of it, and we need to be a self learner, and we need to update ourselves every single day. And for that we can do a self analysis as to what is our expertise, what we are good at, and what we can get better at. And 6 months once, or at least once in a year, we need to upgrade to whatever skill set we are working in. We need to upgrade to a new version, we need to upgrade to a new course. So these are the things which will help us grow very quickly in the corporate. And the next one is proactive versus reactive. So a little insight, anyone, on this point? All this while I've been speaking, so let us know if people are hearing, listening. Can someone just throw a light of your understanding on this point? You can read the PPT also if you want.
Is it a kind of learning and relearning?
Okay, good. Anyone else? I think someone is speaking on a very low volume or on mute.
The person who is proactive is the one who is motivated by himself, whereas reactive is who, by a stimulus from outside, reacts to it just.
Very nice. Very nice. So basically, it's just that. So we all know life is very unexpected, and many things happen unexpectedly, and many things happen which do not go our way and which we are not prepared of. So in those kind of situations, we are always reactive. If something has happened for which we were not prepared at all, and we will react to the situation. But then being proactive is something where you sense the situation, you try to sense the situation, you try to sense the people, you try to sense the environment around you, you try to sense the impact of your reaction, and you be very proactive in taking your decisions, in leading people, or in acquiring a new skill, or whatever it is. So this is a very important and a very crucial activity to take leadership roles in corporate, because we all know that we all give 100% towards work, and no one wants to fail, no one wants to do wrong. But then, as we're human beings, and since things are so many things are out of our control, I think someone is on unmute. Can you mute yourself, please? I'm not able to see who is on unmute. If not, I would have called the name. Can someone see and tell them to go on mute? Whose mic is on? Yeah, I think they've gone on mute. Thank you so much. So that's what I was saying. Ki, you need to sense the situation, you need to sense the environment, you need to sense the people around you, and you need to be very proactive in taking calls, taking decisions. This is very crucial quality, to take up the leadership roles. because as human beings, as I said, we give our 100%, 200%, we give day in and day out. But then what happens is things definitely don't go out, our way sometimes. And sometimes there are uncontrollable events that take place. Sometimes technology does not support us. So many things happen. So at that time, we have to sense the situation and we have to be, proactive instead of being reactive. Let me explain this by an example which happened with myself in 2-3 years back when I was in another company and doing financial audits. So what happened was we were working on a very, very crucial project, and we had a budgeted hours from our client. Let's say he gave 60 hours for us and he paid dollars for every hour, and that work needs to be done in those 60 hours. So what happened, we couldn't complete in the projected hours, the budgeted hours which were given to us. So we started working on Saturdays, we started working on Sundays, we provided weekend support and all that. So after working for about 2 weeks or 3 weeks on that project, finally that file was ready, the report was ready, and it had to go out from my laptop. And my manager, my senior, everyone was so curious that we have all finished the project and it just needs to be sent out now. At that very moment, what happened was when I searched for the file, that file had been deleted. I don't know how it got deleted. I don't know if someone deleted by mistake, or it was deleted by me, or it was some technical error. I don't know what happened, and the file wasn't even there in the recycle bin. So what happened was I did not tell my manager or senior the entire file has got deleted, because I was, first of all, I was afraid, I was fearful. It was very, very initial days of my corporate. I was like, we have worked for 6 weeks now, and we have even been supporting on weekends, and if the file is deleted, I don't know how these people will react. But then one practice what I had was, every single day when the project was in progress, I used to have a separate folder and I used to save file every single day. I used to save the previous day's work in 2 folders, so that if something happens, I'll have a backup. So that way I was able to retrieve those files, and we were able to send that report the very day which we wanted to send it. So this is how we need to be prepared for situations that don't go our way. Instead of reacting to the situations, we have to sense the situation, and we have to have our own rules, our own principles to be proactive, so that we are able to deal with the situations better. Hope that helped. The next point is continuous improvement. Like I said, knowledge does not have a full stop. It keeps on going. So similarly, the skill set, the attitude which we have towards our work, the communication skills which we have, the dressing sense which we have, every single thing matters a lot. How we dress, how we talk to people, how we walk, how we attend meetings, how we lead the meetings, how we give our ideas, how we portray our ideas, what's our approach towards our work. Is every single day am I improving? If not every single day, every single week am I improving? Every single month am I improving? The self analysis is very, very important. So what we need to do in this case is we need to set up goals for ourselves. For example, let's say I have achieved 105% of productivity this week. So next week my goal is going to be 107. So this is a goal and this is a commitment. And now we need to chalk out a plan, a strategy on how I'm going to reach there, how I'm going to achieve that, and what are the hurdles I might be facing, and what are the hurdles I am facing already, and how do I tackle it. So you need to chalk out a plan for yourself, and even a percent of a growth, even a 0.5% of growth is a growth, and we need to appreciate ourselves for that improvement, and we need to set new goals every single time. To give you an example, like when there are small babies at home and when they're learning to crawl, what the parents do or what the elders do is they keep some toy or something which the child likes in front of them. And once the child tries to move, they move the toy. Again, when he goes forward, they again move the toy further. So what happens is they want him to learn, they want him to grow, they want him to come closer to the target. So this is how we shouldn't stop at any stage. Age is not a criteria, or the position is not a criteria. Every single time, every single goal we achieve, there is another goal waiting, there is another goal waiting. So we need to dream big, think big, and achieve and aim for big, and we need to improve continuously. The next point is being agile. Now let me take a pause here, and I want to hear from the audience. What do you understand by this word agile? Have you heard any time, or by reading, what do you understand? Let us interact.
Does it mean flexible?
Okay, flexibility, yes. Any other guesses?
Agile is basically a methodology which we use for delivering a project into various, dividing into various steps.
Yeah, very good, very good. Anyone else? So I'm not able to see the Zoom link. Can anyone tell me how many participants do we have as of now?
18, including you, 19.
Okay, that's a good number. Can we have a couple of more inputs? Okay, cool. Thank you for the people who spoke. So agile, being agile and agility is something, this is so demanding in the industry right now. We also have courses, we also have institutes offering course on agility and being agile. So agility is just a synonym for flexibility, as someone said rightly. So we all know the environment is changing very, very rapidly and very, very constantly. The changes are happening every single day, and the changes are happening very, very quickly, and the changes are very, very disastrous also. Let's take an example of what all of us have gone through a couple of years back. There was a situation of lockdown. Guys, I think someone is again on unmute. Can you mute, please? Someone can see the mic, whose mic is on, and can intimate them.
Mohammed Tauqeer, first to unmute this.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. So we all know that there was a lockdown situation, and every one of us were forced to adopt a life which we were never, we have never practiced it. We have never seen anyone doing it. And the entire city, entire nation, and let's go ahead and say entire world was at pause at that time. And every sector, everything, the movement of people also was, at halt. But then that situation helped people know how strong we are, and what willpower we have, and how God has designed the human beings. Even though there was a health crisis at that time, there was financial crisis at that time, emotional crisis, everything was there, and people were able to tackle it. We had corporates working from home, we used technology to the fullest, to the maximum. We had new projects coming in, we had new initiatives. So all of this happened because of the outside uncontrollable situations. It enforced on us. Then we got to know that this all would have happened, and this all can happen. The things which we used to do another way can be done by this way also. So agility is basically the uncertainties which the external environment throws on us every single day, or some internal situations which happen, and that forces us to be flexible. Like, for example, people work in night shifts, and people work in rotational shifts, people work in rotational week offs. So these all are corporate behaviors which people expect. And you cannot have a set life every single time, a routine life, a smooth life. That's not at all the reality. The reality is completely different. You give your 200%, you do your best, but then sometimes environment doesn't support you, sometimes your manager doesn't support you, and sometimes you're moved to a new project which you have no idea about. So all of these situations are expected, and it will come in the corporate life. So we need to be very, very agile. We need to be very, very flexible. We need to, move quickly and move with focus. So this is something, which will help us um, grow very, very quickly at the workplace. And the next one is taking ownership. Just one word which will help us understand how important it is I'll even give you a reference to a TED talk, a TED talk on the topic extreme ownership. If you want to deep dive on this, you can just see that video, see that talk. It is amazing. So basically what it says is, at workplace, mistakes happen, things don't go our way, and sometimes mistakes happen by our end also. So it is very, very important. We all take credit for the success, but then when it comes to failures or when it comes to something that's gone wrong, everyone start playing the blame game. So we have to be bold enough to admit our mistakes, because as human beings we definitely do make mistakes, even though we give our 100 and 200%. At that point of time, we need to number one is we need to accept our mistake, and we have to take that accountability, and then we have to learn from that mistake. And the last thing is we should not repeat that mistake. And whatever task is given to us, instead of running away from it, we have to give it a try. We have to give it 100%, and then we have to take the complete ownership, end-to-end ownership, so that whatever we are doing, I had heard a quote from a famous Bollywood actor, like in an award show, I think a decade back. So what he said was, his mother used to tell him, okay, whatever you do it the very, very best. Do it in such a way that the work which you're doing itself feels proud that it is done by you. So we have to take complete ownership and make sure we deliver what is expected or more than expected. Okay, and so that brings us to the next point: exceeding expectations. So not meeting expectations is not at all in our calendar or not at all in our dictionary. And meeting expectations is, we should come out of that mediocrity. We will do whatever we are told to do. That's it. We should always, set goals for ourselves. For example, even in professional life and personal life, if people are expecting 80% from us, we have to set goals of 90% for us. If they're expecting 100%, we need to set goals of 110%, so that we are close to, what people are expecting. So we have to exceed expectations all the time. Meeting expectation, those days are gone. Whatever is told to us, we need to do a little extra. Someone said the difference between ordinary and extraordinary is that little extra. So even in our workplace, even in our work paper, whatever we are doing, we need to add value and do that a little extra bit, do it a little differently, so that it adds value to our work and we are exceeding the expectations instead of meeting them all the time. The next is a very, very important thing, is results versus excuses. As human beings, as I'm saying throughout the presentation, there are many, many uncertainties which come. You ask any person who is successful or unsuccessful, they will have some reasons for not doing what they're supposed to do. Like let's say, for example, if someone has to take up an important project and they have to report to office for let's say 2 weeks consecutively without work from home or without any leave, and couple of days what happened, they don't turn up. And if you ask them, they'll definitely have some reason and some genuine reason for not turning up. But then these kind of people don't become legends. The people who become legends, the people who carry forward the legacy, the people who stand out of the crowd, and the people who are, who reach the pinnacle of success, they always have hell lot of excuses for not achieving something, but then they have at least one reason to achieve it, and they will achieve it just because of that one reason for achieving. So uh, they say, okay, losers give excuses, losers give reasons, and winners and legends, they give results. And people are not bothered about your efforts. People are not bothered about how uh, how hard you work towards it and how smart you work towards it. What people are bothered at the end of the day is what's in the paper, what is in the result. So we should be of those people who don't give up for silly reasons or small reasons, and always focus on results and exceed what's expected out of us. And one of our last points is compete with yourself. Right from school days, we have been competing with our friends, our classmates, let it be in academics, let it be in sports, or whatever it is. So the best competitor is ourselves. Instead of competing with anyone, because in corporate also you will definitely, this is an undisputed truth, an undisputed fact. Yeah, you will give you 100%, 200%. You will have the skill set, you will have every single thing, but then promotion won't happen at the time which you expected, and things don't go your way, and all those things happen. So at that time you feel demotivated, and you start comparing with yourselves with others. Ki, when did he join the company, and when did I join the company? Why is he given that position? Why is he given that hike? So all of these things will come, and that will eventually bring down our self motivation, and that will affect our work. So every single time what we need to do is we need to just measure our performance with ourselves. The best competitor is me. It is always me versus me, I versus I. It is never with opposite folk. So this is a very, very important thing, especially in corporate life. In the long run, it will help us a lot. I've seen managers in my life where they were reporting at the age of 45, and at the age of 50, they were reporting to people who were 25 and 30. And they had the patience to, take up the right skill, take up the right attitude, and wait for the right time and get promoted. And they are doing still really, really well in their careers. So let's stop competing with others, and let us make ourselves the benchmark. Let us always be better than what we were last year, be better than what we were last week, and let's compete with our very own selves. So the next point is be nice to other people. So we all know, especially the people, the audience which is here, we are blessed with numerous gifts. We are educated, we have very good health, we have a good family, and we have the skill set. We are blessed in so many ways, and that's there are so many people around the world who are not so fortunate as we are. So we need to be very nice, very kind to other people, even on workplace, especially to our juniors, to the folks who are new to the office. So what happens is we gain some seniority, we know things better than others, we do things better than others. So people come, they approach, they ask, and at that time, the thing which will help you stay out of the crowd and be better is being humble to people. No one remembers the gifts you give them, or no one remembers the lectures which you give them, or the skill set which you teach them. The thing that they remember about you is how did you embrace, smile, and how did you greet them, how humble you were to them, and how did you care them. So these things are very, very lacking in the corporate life, is what I can say. People are very, very in general, if we say, people are very mean. They just be nice to people whom they expect something in return, and if someone cannot give them that much in return, they will just not behave that well with others. So whoever is a little less fortunate than us, we need to be double, triple humble to them, instead of just being humble to people who are higher in our hierarchy. And one of the last things is gratitude. um, you know um, I'll just tell one small example, and you'll be able to understand this very, very nicely. And more than professional life, this is going to help us a lot in our personal lives as well. Gratitude is something that we can build through focusing on what we have rather than focusing on what we do not have. And to share an example, I'd seen a picture a few days back where there are two sets of people, one at the top and one at the bottom. And a photo that was at the top was of a child. He had a full cake in front of him, but then in that full cake, one single piece was missing. And that child was very, very sad because his entire focus is not on the full cake which he has, but on the missing piece which is not there. And the bottom photo, it showed a child which is having one piece of cake in his hand and he's beaming in happiness. So the difference is the child which is sad has more amount of cake than him, and the child which is happy has very, very less. But then the focus of that child who is sad is on what is not there, and the focus on this child is on what is there. So gratitude is something which gives very, very positive energy every single day. We have to be thankful to people. We have to be thankful for the blessings which we have, because every single person is fighting in their personal life and their professional life, and everyone wants to do their best and give their best. And even in corporate, definitely you will come across people who are not that well behaved, who are rude, etc., etc. So instead of treating them with their manners, we have to treat them with our manners, and we have to have that empathy. And we need to step in their shoes to see if they are behaving in such a way, maybe they are going through something, and for that we have to be supportive instead of being reactive and taking revenge, etc. So let's be thankful to environment around us, people around us, and the blessings which we have. And last but not the least is embracing smile. Situations won't go our way all the time, and there will be challenges every single day, like how in school and college we have exams every quarter or every mid-year or every annual year. We have exams, and exams is the time which is a tough time. But then when it comes to work, when it comes to real life, there are exams every single day. Every single day we face exams, personally, professionally, emotionally, financially. Every single day we have these crises. And as a human being, the only one of the best solutions to tackle this is we have to be thick skinned. We cannot be sensitive all the time, and we have to accept life the way it is with a smile. So this was it from my end. So any questions you people have, and number one is questions, and the second is feedback you people have. We are very, very welcome for both. Over to you guys.
Hello, sir. This is Sumaya Yasmin. I'm from Davangere. I'm currently working in teaching in
Okay.
school. So I want to join IT field,
Okay.
but don't know how because I have no experience in IT field. So this is the question.
And what's the what have you studied?
I have done BCS in 2015. From 7 years, I'm working in teaching field in school,
Okay.
private school.
Okay. So you've not started your career with corporate. That doesn't mean you cannot enter corporate at all. So now you can enter corporate. The thing is, you can, while you're searching for the job and you are in a current job, you can have some certifications. You can do a deep dive, do a self-analysis as to what suits you, which industry you want to enter, what is your interest. And based on that, you can do a couple of certifications. Many certifications are even free of cost, so that should not be a matter. You can just take out some time and do those certifications. And while you do that, simultaneously, you can share your CV with your friends and with your family members who are working in corporate already, and they can help you refer. And also in LinkedIn and Naukri, you can upload your CV. And before uploading the CV, and this is I think helpful for the entire audience here, we need to visit sites, we need to deep dive, and we need to see how to build a pleasing CV, a professional CV, a good resume. So you can have that resume. So three things you need to do is, number one is you can have a certification, and second is make a very, very good CV, and third is just circulate that CV. And definitely you should be able to fetch few opportunities.
Thank you very much, sir. I was thinking to do ETL testing. Is it good enough for me to join in IT field?
Which testing?
ETL testing, sir.
Okay. Yeah. You can just even Google for the job opportunities on that. And if that interests you, definitely you can take it up.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for the insightful session, sir. I have this query. What certifications from which sites or from which applications do usually corporate sectors value? There's
Yeah,
ED,
yeah.
there is
Huh.
other platforms.
Yeah. So it depends on what course we need to do, but then the very large platforms which are highly valued at the workplace is I can say the certifications from Coursera. Coursera has teachers and faculty from across the world from premium institutes. Their courses are a bit expensive, but then it's worth it. So we all know we spend so much on food and so much on dressing and so much on the stuff which is not at all productive. But then when it comes to spending a little amount also on these courses, it feels very very big. But then we have to come out of that attitude and we need to see it as not spending but then investment. So Coursera is a good one. Udemy is a good one. And if you Google also, and if you see in LinkedIn, the LinkedIn learning is also very, very effective and very much valued. So three platforms, if you want to take it from me, it's Coursera, Udemy, and LinkedIn learning. Any certification you want to do, they'll definitely have a course on that.
Okay, sure, sir. Thank you, Jazakallah khair.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yes, anyone else?
And can I get your mail ID or phone number?
Yeah, sure. You can note it down. So it's inform, INFORM, Tauqeer, TAUQEER, @gmail.com. Yeah. Anyone else from the audience wants to throw questions or wants to share feedback?
Thank you
Walaikum
so much, sir. Your session was very interactive. I just have one question to ask. You were
Yeah.
telling there were so many free courses. Yes, I came across Google. Will this
Yeah.
really add credit to our CV when we are going to do this free courses?
Yes, definitely. Definitely it'll have. It's not that we need to spend and only the courses which we spend on money are can be added in the CV. It's just the knowledge which they care about. So if you have got certifications from these free sites also, definitely you can put it on your CV and it'll add value.
Thank you so much, Jazakallah.
Yeah, thank you.
Assalamualaikum, sir.
Walaikum salam. Yes.
Sir, this is Faizan, and it was a great session. Thank you. So I had one question, and I've already sent it in the chat box. That is, can you please give us some tips for eliminating procrastination and especially staying motivated most of the time? I mean, a mindset that we could follow.
Very nice question. So we all know as human beings. So I'll just explain with a few funny examples, and definitely you should get the point. So, like for example, if my office timings are 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. and there's no stringent rule. We can go at 10 to 7 or 10:30 to 7:30, whatever it is. Just 8 hours of work and 1 hour of break. So what I see is when I leave home at 8 o'clock, there's no traffic at all. My office is in MG Road, so there's no traffic at all. I reach in 10-12 minutes. So if I delay to 8:30, there'll be heavy traffic, and 9:30 or 10 though it'll be like jam packed. So why it is? Because people are lazy by nature. Everyone wants that extra 10 minutes of sleep or extra half an hour of sleep. That's why we see so many people keeping alarm at 5 a.m., 5:02 a.m., 5:04 a.m., 5:06 a.m. People are not that disciplined to set one alarm and get up at that alarm. So this letharginess, this laziness is there in human beings, and we need to fight it out. So how we need to fight it out is like how we have this drawback of laziness, we also have a very, very fruitful and a very huge quality, very precious gift which God has given everyone, is willpower. They say where there is a will, there is a way. There are ways, there are highways, there are runways. If not, there are runaways. So we need to have a dream or a goal which is bigger than our sleep, which is bigger than our temptations, which is bigger than our the need of free time or whatever it is. So we need to have that goal, so that it it helps us in being so mad at it and so wanting we will be able to defeat all our temptations just to get there. So that's how we can fight even procrastination, because the moment you fall in love with doing something, you will never delay it. The reason of delaying is you don't want to do it or you don't enjoy doing it. Let's take an example of a small baby. So the baby keeps playing from morning to night. I have a son who is 7 8 months old now. So I observe him ki entire day he'll be playing, and the moment I come from office, and at that time, he is not at all tired. He still wants to play with me with full energy. It's just because he is enjoying the play. So similarly, we don't enjoy our work. That's why people hate Mondays. Most of the people, why they hate Mondays is they don't love what they're doing, and they don't have that energy to, spend that and go early morning and then report back again. So the only thing is we need to enjoy what we are doing, even though we don't like it. Slowly we need to be flexible and we need to adapt it, so that once we enjoy what we are doing, we'll definitely stop delaying things. And one more small tip is, we all know we are so much into technology, and every single day and every few hours we have our mobile in our hand and we are scrolling through something or the other. So we cannot tell people to stop using technology and use their time fruitfully. That's not going to happen. So the only thing is we need to use our technology in a good way. So YouTube is nothing but it is just a mirror of what you have in mind and what you have in your heart. So the AI is designed in such a way, what you keep watching, it keeps throwing those suggestions. So let us shift our paradigm, and if we keep seeing something which is productive, something which is constructive for our professional and personal life, it'll keep on throwing those suggestions, and we will keep watching things which are productive to us, which are good to us. And that way we are using technology in a good way and productive way, and we are not wasting our time. I hope that answered a bit.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. Those were useful tips, especially about the social media, etc. part, and loving what we do. So thank you very much for that, sir.
Yeah, because people, everyone is not so blessed to get into the career which they like. So there are very few people which get into the career which they like, and they start loving what they are doing. But then there are many huge percentage of people who end up in careers and industries which they don't love doing, but then that's the only option to start loving it. They don't have any other option. If you don't start loving it, you will not even enjoy your professional life nor the personal life. The only thing is acceptance and moving on.
Yes, sir. You're right. If I may add,
Yeah.
yes. So I think, due to the advent of internet, we're also entertainment oriented these days. So it's like really
Yes.
hard to actually work on things. So I think that's
Yeah.
also important to mention.
Yeah, because they have spent millions and billions of dollars in the research, that the young generation which is coming and the newborns are so, their intellect, their smartness is so high than what the people of are today. Let's give an example of a mobile phone. If you take it to your grandfather, he'll not be able to operate it, but then a small baby, he is able to operate that mobile phone. He is able to open YouTube and type whatever he wants, and he is starting the video. So that shows us how upgraded the brains are. So the people, the corporate giants, they have spent huge amounts of dollars in research that how to help this how to exploit the young minds so that they stop thinking, because if they start thinking, they start innovating, we'll compete in such a way that all these companies will not have nowhere to go. And that's why it's designed in such a way that once you're watching a YouTube video, the other YouTube video is ready, the other suggestions are ready. Once you click on the 30 seconds of reel, you'll stop after 2 3 hours and you will not even realize. So that's why we should not fall in this net. I know it's very very difficult and it's a huge ask in this environment and this generation, but then to save ourselves and give something back to community, this is how we need to be disciplined in terms of social media.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. That was great. Great.
Thank you. Thanks for the very nice question.
Hi, Tawqeer.
Anyone else?
Hello. Audible?
Yes, yes.
Yes, Tawqeer. So my question is about having the professional interactions, like how to build up that connections between the professionals, like just having in touch and staying updated with the upcoming technologies, and like when it comes to the interviews as well. So speaking about myself, I too face the fear of facing the interviewer. Like, so how to tackle that and maintain the professionalism in that way as well? Tawqeer? Can you
Yeah.
just elaborate on that?
Yeah, thanks for the question. So, what? So we have technology in hand. We have networking. We have books to read from, and we have podcasts to listen to. But then, the very very strong energy which we neglect a lot is networking. Not social networking, but then the real networking which we have, not the virtual networking, but the real networking which we have is very very important. So the only thing to fight fear is not running away from it, but then accepting and embracing that fear. That is very very important, very very helpful for us to come out of it. Let's take a very recent example. So I'm not that much into bikes and two-wheelers. I don't like two-wheelers, I like cars. So I bought a car recently, and then after buying the car,
You are not audible, Tawqeer.
Sorry, I think there was some technical glitch. I'm audible now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Tauqeer.
Yeah, okay. So that question is answered. Anyone else, or can we wind up?
Actually, we missed it in between.
Okay, okay. Till where was I audible?
According to the professional relationship you were speaking about.
Yeah, so just to fight our fears, we need to network more and more. That's how we will be able to get better at it.
And how about the interview sessions, like how to handle those?
Yeah, so interviews, first of all, what I said was you need to be prepared for whatever you're going to face, with the right material, with the right content, with the right attitude. And definitely, as a human being, we will have that fear of attending interviews and facing the interviewer. But then at that point of time, we need to play a mind game, and we need to have that mindset. We are better than the interviewer. We need to tell it in our mind. We need to fake it till you make it. So that way we will be able to gain confidence. That will create a positive energy within us.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Any feedback on this session, guys, so that it will help us improve better next time? Both positive and constructive are accepted. Anyone wants to go? I think with that we can wind up. You can share what was good and what was bad and what's your takeaway. Sebe, I think we're done.
Tauqeer, can we have the email ID, like whether it is typed in the chat, because everyone was
Yeah, sure. I'll tell.
considered.
Yeah, it's there.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Any other topic which you people have in mind, and we can take it up next time? You can share. If not now, you can even share it later with Dr. Saif. So we'll take it up.
Thanks a lot, Tauqeer bhai.
Yeah,
Thanks
thank
to
you,
all
sir.
the audience participating. So inshallah, we'll keep on having further sessions. So please do join. Okay, with this, we can close this session, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.
Yeah. Alaikum salam. Thank you.